Okay, guys, so we are going to start talking about the volume of a sphere. So the volume is equal to 4/3 pi times your radius cubed. And just kind of like we've been doing, it says leave your answers in terms of pi. So I guess we can go ahead and do that this time. Well, if your diameter is 8, then your radius would be 4. So if we plug that into the equation, we are going to have 4/3 pi times our radius, which is going to be cubed. Whoops, so 4 cubed. How I like to do it in my calculator is I like to do 4 and then cube it. So raise it to the third power, press enter, and that would be 64. What I do with 64 is I multiply it by 4, so times 4, and I get that answer, 256, and I divide it by 3. So divided by 3, and I end up with 85.3. And we're not going to multiply it by 3.14 this time. We're just going to leave it as 85.3 pi. Okay, so this time it's giving us our radius, which is the right amount, right? So I just did 1 with you. I was supposed to do 2 and 4. Okay, I'll just go ahead and skip 2. You can do 2, and I'll do 4. So 4/3 pi times my radius, which this time is given to me, so 3 cubed. And I will do 3 cubed. And I get 27. Now I'm going to multiply that by 4. Hit enter. I think I hit enter twice. So 27 times 4, and I get 108. And now I'll divide that by 3, and I'll get 36. So 36 pi would be my answer. All right, well, again, moving down to number 6, it says find the volume of each sphere. So volume here, volume is going to be 4/3 pi times our radius, which in this case is 4, and we're going to cube it. So we're cubing 4 again. 4 cubed equals 64. So times 4, enter, divided by 3. And if you notice, the radius was 4 here, the radius was 4 here. That's a sphere. So it should be that you get 85.3 pi, just like you did, because they have the same radius, right? As in number 1 and number 6. That shouldn't be a surprise. Okay, here for number 9, we're going to take our radius. We're going to do 4/3 pi times our radius cubed. So this is going to be a bit bigger of a number, right? Because our radius is a lot larger. So 9 cubed is going to be 729. We're going to multiply that by 4. And we're going to get 2,916 and divide that by 3. And we'll get 972. And don't forget, we're leaving it in terms of pi, so with a pi at the end. All right, and then moving over here, if you look, see how it's going all the way across? I'm going to just go ahead and read that as that's the diameter. So my radius would be 4.5. So when I go ahead and plug that into the formula, I'll do 4/3 pi times my radius, 4.5 cubed, and I'll solve it that way. So 4.5 cubed times 4 divided by 3, and you should end up with 121.5 pi as your answer. Okay, so this one says use the given information to find the volume of each spherical object. Round your answer to the nearest whole number. So we're going to round it to the nearest whole number. Well, if my circumference is 26.062 yards, I need to figure out what in the world my radius is. So remember that your circumference is equal to pi times your diameter, or your circumference is also equal to 2 pi times your radius. So I'm going to just solve it this way so that I can figure out exactly what my radius is. I'm going to do 26.062 equals 2 pi First thing I'm going to do is divide by 2 and divide by 2. So 26.062 divided by 2. And I'll get 13.031 equals pi. And now pi times my radius. Minor detail there. So divided by 3.14. And I should get my radius is equal to about approximately 4.15. So now I'm going to plug that into the formula. I'm going to cube my radius. So 4.15, don't know why I just deleted it, cubed, equals times 4, enter, divided by 3, enter. And now because it wants a whole number, we're going to multiply pi by it. So times 3.14. And we should end up with about 299.23. I would write that because it's closer to 299 than it is 300. So I would write 299 as my answer. Okay, and now it says an orange with a circumference of 50.24. So excuse me while I get a Post-it to write on, since I kind of used up my space earlier. So I'm going to go ahead and do 50.24 equals 2 pi times my radius. First thing I'm going to do is divide by 2 and divide by 2. 50.24 divided by 2 equals 25.12. All right, and then I'm going to divide by pi, or 3.14. So divided by 3.14, and I'll get my radius is about equal to 8. So now I'm going to plug that into the formula. I'm going to take my radius. So now I'm going to cube that, 512. I'm going to multiply that by 4, so times 4. Divide it by 3. And then multiply it by 3.14. And you should get about 2,100. And since it's a 5, we'll round up since we want a whole number, 244. So that would be your answer for number 14. And then the last one for this worksheet, it says find the radius to the nearest whole number. So we're going to take this 750 and we're going to set it equal to the formula for pi for the formula for volume. So 4/3 times pi r cubed. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is multiply both sides by 3 to get rid of this 3. So I'll multiply this side by 3 and I'll multiply this side by 3. 750 times 3, and I would get 2250 equals 4 pi r cubed. The next thing I'll do is go ahead and divide by 4 and divide by 4. So divided by 4, and I get 562.5 equals pi r cubed. The next thing I'll do is divide by that 3.14, that pi, 3.14, so divided by 0.14, and I'll get 179 that's a big repeating, we'll just say 14, equals my radius cubed. And I'll go ahead and take the cube root of that. So, sorry, I just had to find it on this calculator. So I'm going to go ahead and say shift this and then insert my answer, which is 179.14, and hit enter. And I get, you can't see here, I get 5.6. So since it said round to the nearest whole number, I would just say that my radius is equal to 6. And that is it for this video. No children screaming in the background and not over 20 minutes. You are welcome.